All right, cool. And then the last one is favorite movie, but I also maybe want to tie this into most inspirational movie for you to sometimes favorite movie is a scary question, but what was like kind of the movie that inspired you and has continued to inspire you, or maybe set of movies to kind
Right.
of like be like I'm in the industry, or I don't know if it's The Birds, but
It's definitely not the birds, but ironically, I'm a massive Hitchcock fan. Like
Hmm.
I remember being in my film program and being shown the Psycho scene and just
Hmm.
like analyzing that and then just being like, whatever, because that was just my mindset as a child for some reason. Like, okay, that's cool, and then not really thinking about it for a second, but then like watching it years later, like watching the whole movie because they didn't show us the whole movie, obviously, but watching it and then being like, oh, that's so interesting to see. We're following this lovely woman, and we think she's the protagonist, but really, she's just a victim of the real protagonist, or she is the protagonist up until this point, and then, boom, it changes, and like that changes like your perspective of things, and that changes who you're rooting for, and what this story is actually about, and what it actually means to the whole thing. So I'm just like, oh, that's really great.
Yeah.
But recently I found myself actually inspired by The Fableman. Like watching The Fableman was like incredible for
Oh
me because
yeah.
I thought it was gonna be like some I thought it was going to be pretentious. Like I don't really like pretentious stories. Like I don't like when seeing someone make a film, a narrative film about their life and how,
Yeah.
and I thought it was going to come off like, oh, look at how great of a filmmaker I am and stuff like that, and that would bother me. But
Yeah. Yeah.
watching, I truly saw like some truly inspiring moments in there and some interesting things. I found myself like, I don't know how many people have watched it, but I found myself mesmerized by that opening train scene. I was like, oh wow, that's interesting, and that's interesting that that awoke something in you and that sparked this whole creative journey you went on. Or like seeing him in his backyard like step on like a plank and shoot up dust and pretend like that's a landmine. I was just like, that's brilliant. Like if you actually did
Yeah.
that, that's crazy. You're a great artist. Or seeing like him rise up and him grow like that, that really made me go, wow, this is something.
Yeah. Nice. Glad you like that movie.
Oh, did you not like the movie?
This isn't for right now.
Okay.
Um, well, thanks, Javon.
No problem.
Thanks for chatting with me, and you've certainly had a very interesting path. It's very different than mine,
Yeah.
and but it's also interesting to see kind of the same lessons
Mhm.
take shape in different moments. Um, but yeah, thanks again, and hope that you're doing all right through the strike. Which I guess you're not even really affected because you don't work in scripted right now.
No, it doesn't even count as that. Like I think we technically count as journalists,
Okay.
which is weird, but it doesn't affect me. I'm still hoping that the writers get all the things that they're asking for, or at least they're able to come to like a common agreement. Because like I have friends who are working in like film, and I'm just like, fuck, like we shouldn't be letting AI take over everything. Like that doesn't make sense. Like, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, although we can't stop it because I'm an AI. I'm not even real.
Oh my
The real Aiden's dead.
god.
AI
Jesus.
apocalypse has already started. All right, thanks, Javon.
No problem.
And again, hope anyone who's watched this gets something nice out of it. And please, love your feedback and your subscriptions and all that. Alrighty, thanks.